Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching and welcome back to the final week of the HCS Pro League. This is day one. We still have day two tomorrow, but I'm Strongside, and join with me here at the Xfinity desk is Kyle Elam.
And we just saw an awesome matchup between Team Liquid and Team Envious. Now, Liquid showing that they're still a team to be reckoned with, and whoever plays them tomorrow is going to have to be looking out for that, as well as, you know, in the relegation teams as well, whichever team they end up having to play, assuming they don't win tomorrow as well. And of course, we talked a little bit about that Optic versus Liquid matchup and their records as well.
All right, well, going into match number 2 now, though, we've got Counter Logic Gaming versus Team Allegiance. Now, Allegiance, same as Evil Geniuses, they still have a sliver of hope left to potentially get into that 4th seed. So Allegiance, they need a miracle right now to beat CLG.
Unfortunately, going up against CLG in a must-win situation is never a place you want to be in. But these teams are not only looking to make it to finals, but they're looking to win finals. So you have to have that confidence there in order to be at the top of your game, and you have to know that as long as you play your game, you have a chance of beating anyone. I mean, these players have been competing for years in multiple Halo titles. Allegiance, they still have a chance and can still come out and pull up an upset like we saw from Enigma 6 earlier.
All right, well, let's take a look at the roster here from Counter Logic Gaming. We've got Frosty, Lethal, Royal 2, and Snakebite. And, you know, we've talked about how just ridiculous these guys' ratios are for KDA and even just their KD ratio. Royal 2 leading the charge here, and the pack in the Pro League just with the highest ratio, and I'm sure we'll see that later on here. But Royal 2 and Snakebite, they've been together for quite some time, just kind of that tag team duo and Young Gun squad from back in the day, and now obviously not Young Guns anymore. They've kind of solidified and stamped their name into competitive Halo along with Lethal and Frosty as well. But we always say these guys just, it's hard to say who's the weakest link on the team. They just all go off. And even when they had a sub, when Rami was in, they still won. And they won convincingly.
They are absolutely solidifying themselves to go down in the Halo history books. You know, winning that $1 million Halo World Championships is just so awesome and great opportunity for these guys. Absolutely life-changing money. And they will be going up against Team Allegiance here today. And we've seen they have had a team that's had a change over the course of the season, as well as subs. But we got Ryanu, we've got the national champion Hines, we've got the Contra and Predevinator duo that finished top 4 at World Championships as well. So this is a team that has the potential and has the talent to actually upset CLG.
Well, let's take a look at Royal 2 today here for our player profile. Now, Royal 2 competed in his first pro tournament at 14 years old, so starting when he was young. Start them when they're young, pretty much. I mean, Royal 2 has definitely worked a long way to get where he's at today, and he's the only Canadian player on the top 8 NA teams, so he's representing Canada out here in North America.
And of course, if you're curious to where he got Royal 2 from, it's because his brother was Royal 1. And he used to be their team's coach as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the game types after the veto system. We've got a Game 1 Fathom Capture the Flag, Game 2 Plaza Slayer, followed by Plaza Strongholds. Should we need Games 4 and 5, and I certainly hope that we get to see some of them, we've got Coliseum CTF, followed by a Game 5 Rig Slayer. And if Allegiance can pull this to Game 5, you know, the rig is more of a coin flip than essentially any other map, in my opinion.
Well, what's interesting, too, Fathom CTF, that's been one of Allegiance's strongest game types. They've won that 7 times so far out of the 9 times they've played it. And then looking at the CLG side, CLG, it's also a strong game type for them. They've won it 6 times out of 7 times that they've played it. But, I mean, a cool little stat, Counter Logic Gaming, out of all the game types they've played, they've only lost 1 except for the Rig Strongholds. The Rig Strongholds, definitely their weakest game type, going 4 and 5 on that. But with the other maps that they've lost, they've only lost them 1 time. They've never lost any of those more than once.
It is amazing stats, and we do have the players now set up in the game. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Fathom Capture the Flag. Of course, that is going to be the 6-1 record of CLG versus the 7-2 record of Allegiance. So we've got a Railgun sitting bottom center. We've got the camo top center. And we started off with Royal 2, talked about him a lot before this game. Let's go ahead and take a look through his eyes and get this one started.
All right, jumping on with Royal 2. There you see him rocking the CLG skins. He's got those. Actually, it looks like the whole squad's rocking them right now. Royal 2 getting some grenades bottom middle. Him and Lethal trying to stay alive, get into a fight. CLG's going to win that battle. That's 2 down for Allegiance and now 2 down for CLG. Let's move over to Heinz, and he will fall right away as well. So now over to Royal 2, or back to Royal 2. See if he can get this railgun. I'm not sure, Kyle, you may be able to see if any player was able to acquire that camo.
And players are falling left and right, but Predevinator was actually the one to secure the camo. That's 2 members of Allegiance in CLG's base. He does dodge a grenade, so he's not spotted yet. Railgun's down bottom center, and Frosty with a no shields turnaround just completely destroys Predevinator's hopes and dreams right there, and potentially their opportunity to even secure this cap.
Yeah, that was so clutch right there by Frosty, but Rhinoob's still able to move this flag in, and he's going to dodge that railgun shot. So great play from him, but the flag is over on the other side right now. So a great play there from CLG to sneak in to get that flag out of their base instead of putting too much focus on trying to stop Rhinoob running that flag. They just grabbed the flag from Allegiance and brought it back to their base.
I mean, it's hard to argue that any team is better at that split-second decision-making than CLG. Just like that, they notice they're starting to lose control of their base. Lethal immediately runs the flag out and stays alive. So that's 3 members now here securing and protecting Allegiance's flag that is now sitting at their silo, and then Royal 2 running back into the base, picking up a trade with Rhinoob, and that's something you can afford to do in a flag standoff, especially when you're fighting in your own base.
Well, yeah, Rhinoob did a great job right there, trying to get his teammates to push up while he's just kind of being that distraction. Unfortunately, his teammates weren't able to get up there in time, but CLG, just all 4 players were able to push back and kind of clear house here, and now we're seeing them get a little bit of momentum to start pushing out of their base. Lethal left the flag back at his base, so that was a great play from him to push forward and just let one of the players on his team that is going to spawn up be able to grab that flag. So very efficient movement from Lethal.
And you can see Lethal just sitting top center, waiting for this new camo to spawn. Grabbed it at about 44 seconds. Now he's going to have a lot of mobility on the map here. Nobody being able to spot him right away. He does put some shots on Predevinator. Snakebite trying to push in on a flank, but he ends up getting double teamed as well. Lethal, good decision to jump out of the window here, because he's not only picks up a kill, but grabs the new railgun as well. Rhinoob, no shields, a little unnecessary on that kill, but plenty of style points there for him. He's getting double teamed, misses that rail and gets taken out.
Oh, look at this. You've got Snakebite pushing up, and you have Royal 2 as well. Let's move over to Royal 2, and actually Royal 2 is going to back up right here, get his shields back, and now push up. This is a great push from CLG. If Snakebite can stay alive, Snakebite's taken down, though. Can Royal 2 get this kill? No, he's going to be collapsed on by Allegiance. So Allegiance doing a great job at just keeping this flag all the way back in their base and making it really hard for CLG to get that return. And same for CLG. CLG is just making it really hard for Allegiance. Neither team is able to get a great push and to try and get that flag return. So definitely going back and forth right now, and Allegiance putting up a great fight to start off the match.
And that was just 2 down for CLG, so that was giving Allegiance an opportunity to push up and grab map control. Lethal picks up a clutch kill there, and Predevinator also takes out Frosty, so that's 1 down for each team. You've got Contra leading the pack here, 10 kills, or excuse me, Lethal leading the pack here, 10 kills already for CLG.
Yeah, and I don't know about that push there from Predevinator. He kind of just pushed up by himself, and now that's allowed CLG to capitalize on that mistake. And look at this. You've got Royal 2. Look at that. All 4 of them pushed up. They left the flag back in their base, going for the return. He's trying to get the grab. Yes, he does, but is CLG going to be able to get that return? It does not look like it. What looked like was going to be a return was, in fact, not. Allegiance was able to hold back the guys on CLG. But either way, CLG just made a great play by leaving that flag back at their base and all 4 pushing up.
And Frosty now top center, trying to hold down control for his team. You've got Heinz jumping up to contest him here. You have the new camo just come up, and he is going to pick up the kill on Frosty. So that was an extremely crucial kill there. Contra throwing nades, picks up yet another kill. Lethal, what a trade there with that railgun. So that's going to have railgun down top center. Nobody with any kind of real control on the map. You've got all of CLG kind of stuck on their elbow here now, and Heinz is quickly running into 3 members.
Yeah, we're almost halfway through the game right now and still tied 0-0 with both flags out. I mean, this has been a pretty epic standoff right now. This is really putting the players to the ultimate test. And CLG, they opened up on that mistake that Allegiance made, but they weren't able to get control of it. But look at this. You've got CLG, 3 players pushing up. They were able to take 2 down, make that 3 down for Allegiance right now. Snakebite gets the return, and they are able to get that first cap on the board. CLG goes up 1-0.
And just like that, Predevinator answers back with a kill, a perfect shots, but Frosty too quick on the call-outs, responding, immediately charging over, getting a double kill. That's 2 down for Allegiance, only 1 down for CLG. Flag is already out. They're trying to get a double cap here. Yeah,
they're going for that double cap, and they've already got it all the way to the front of their base, and I like how CLG's not really going for it. They're focusing on the slays. It's in a very hard position to get a grab on right now, but look at this. You got 3 players just going for that flag return, and although it did get returned, Royal 2 didn't overextend and potentially die, where that could have opened up an opportunity for Allegiance to get a cap. So Royal 2 definitely played that smart and kind of let that go and didn't want to overextend and potentially, yeah, give Allegiance that opportunity. And now we're seeing CLG make this push out of their base and kind of stop Allegiance from getting that opportunity. And we have Camo coming up here in just a bit, so let's actually move over to Frosty and see if he's going to be able to get this Camo and Railgun combo. He's going to help and get that nade on that player, but wow, he's going to be taken down by Predevinator. Clutch kill by him. Let's move over to Predevinator, and there is a flag out as well.
And that was 3 down for CLG, and the last guy, like Snakebite, was just taken out as well. Royal 2 is able to get top center, but this flag is quickly making its way across the map. Royal 2 has that railgun, however,
but look, and now at CLG, 3 guys just completely flanking on that other side of the map, Elamite, through the treehouse. And Rhinoob's not even able to get the flag back to the front door, and they're already in his base.
I mean, well, it's a good thing he didn't overcommit with that, because if he took it at the front door, this might very well be a return here. He's keeping it as far away from anyone from CLG as possible, just trying to bait the flag right now. He does have those callouts. He needs to help Hines over here take out Royal 2, who's dominating with that railgun. He is quickly getting flanked, but Royal 2, perfect response to callouts on his team. And now you've got Snakebite already getting a return and 2 flag lead here now for CLG.
Yep, this is definitely looking good for CLG right now. Allegiance just not able to get that flag back. Rhinoob was able to get it to the VAT for the 2nd time, but CLG's just able to get into your base and get that flag out when it honestly looks like Allegiance should be able to get that cap, but they're just not able to get the slays. They really need to focus on their slaying when that flag is being ran back, and just focus on getting one kill. Honestly, getting that first kill will give your team such an advantage.
And 18 kills out of Lethal here with 1 flag capture as well. So he has been hot all day, put up some big numbers already, like from what we've seen him all the time, and just kind of really proven why he is on CLG.
Well, there's still 4 minutes left, so there's still hope for the guys on Allegiance right now as they try to win this matchup against CLG to potentially get that 4th seeded spot in North America Finals. They need to hope that Renegades loses both of their matches this week. So, like I said, they have a sliver of hope to where they could potentially be that 4th seed. Lethal getting into a battle with Predevinator. He's going to thrust back out and take down Predevinator in that 1v1. And now you see Snakebite with the railgun. Let's move over to Snakebite as he's got 4 shots left in the railgun, potentially going for this last flag cap because now he has camo as well. He spots Contra, takes him down. Look at that. That's 3 down for Allegiance. You've got 1 last player making their way all the way back into the base, and Snakebite is right here to pretty much stop him dead in his tracks. Yes, he is. And now you see the flag being ran back in. That's going to be Lethal right now, getting that 3rd flag cap to close out game number 1, 3-0. CLG coming in very hot.
And Sharkside, look at these stats here. Lethal, 23 kills, just being an absolute monster. 2 flag captures as well. You know, when people questioned his decision to leave Evil Geniuses in the beginning, you know, it was a big risk after having so much success and actually leaving a team prior to, you know, any kind of downfall essentially, or any kind of decreasing in placings. But it turned out to be one of the best decisions he's ever made, because we've seen how hard CLG has been struggling as they rotate out new players in that 4th spot, and CLG and the Lethal and squad here just proving that they're ultimately and arguably the 4 best players in the game.
Yeah, when you talk about that decision as well, I mean, that honestly in Halo history for competitive play, that goes down as one of the best and hardest decisions a player has ever had to make. And obviously Lethal was very confident in that, and no player could know the outcome. I mean, you're taking a big risk. So Lethal put all of his eggs in one basket, and it paid off for him. So CLG winning game number 1. There you see the series layout. We've got Plaza Slayer up next, and we're going to see if CLG or even if Allegiance could potentially bring this game back. We're going to need to see a lot of control from the guys on Allegiance, getting that sniper and being able to control that outside part of the map and forcing CLG to go spawn over by the loop or over in Cafe and keep them on a bad spawn or a split spawn rotation. Which is possible. We've seen Allegiance do that before. Rynoob plays very sneaky and very uncharacteristic, so he'll always come at you from an angle where you least expect it.
But against CLG on Plaza, they have one of the best setups we've seen from any team. You see Royal 2 kind of sit back in that hotel, you know, just on the edge of it or on the side of it, up on, you know, one of the ledges there where he's increasing his line of sights, can see over the van that spawns bottom center as well, put shots on like the Prius, put shots in loop, put shots on people jumping top gold or running out of Cafe and Flowers into top center, you know, trying to contest those power-ups. So this is going to be another big uphill battle. I feel like in order for Allegiance to take this series, they really needed to steal that game 1.
Well, yeah, CLG always is on top of the overshields as well. They're always getting the overshield on this game type. Honestly, whether they're red or they're blue spawn, it just feels like they know exactly what to do off the start of the match and just play it so well to get that overshield. So and it looks like the players are ready to go here, and I want to kick things off with Lethal to see if they're able to potentially get the overshield. And overshield does spawn top middle on that bridge, and Sniper spawns over by the cinema, so you're going to potentially see, I guess, Allegiance maybe get control of that since they kind of had the better spawn there.
All right, and let's see if Lethal could pick up where he left off last game and drop some monstrous slaying stats here in this Slayer now. He's immediately pushing out from loop, trying to contest this overshield. Looks like Royal 2 immediately went over towards it, but he's in fact dodging nades and is taken out ultimately. That's going to put Allegiance kind of pushing out, trying to grab some control here, and this is CLG trying to hold him off, down a man, but Lethal already grabbing a reversal.
And you saw Royal 2 pick up that overshield and burn that at 11:48. So the next overshield will be up 2 minutes later at 9:48. So you'll expect players to be fighting for that later on. But Royal 2 making his way over to help Frosty. Frosty doesn't need it. He'll beat down Hines. And CLG right now kind of getting control of the map. Elamite, do you know who has the sniper rifle right now? The sniper rifle is out there somewhere. It actually sounded like Frosty had that. I believe he was taken down by Contra. Contra looking to be able to get that sniper, and let's move over to Contra, see if he can stay alive here. He'll get some help from Hines, and I believe the sniper is still down at the bottom lift, so really not too much sniper action, and Allegiance trying to get control of this outside portion of the map right now, and Contra just in a perfect position. He's got battle rifle in hand as well. He's not overextending, letting his teammates just throw all kinds of nades in there to pick up that kill, but Contra, I really love how he's legit just sitting here. He's just sitting here, not making any move, making CLG come to him, made Lethal come to him and fight a 2v1 battle, and he's still sitting in the same position. Just Allegiance really controlling here, this outside portion.
And Sharkside, let's go on board with Predevinator. He did pick up that sniper a few seconds ago, has not been able to hit any shots with it quite yet, but he is still controlling it. Good amount of ammo still left here in the chamber as well. You have CLG starting to collapse, and great nades by Frosty and crew. They're going to drop him. Contra starting this game off 6-2, and Frosty at 4-2, so he's going to pick that sniper right back up again.
Do you think it might have been beneficial to kind of swap that sniper away and just have the pistol out to help out your team? Because it just seemed like Predevinator was just getting bombarded by grenades there at the bottom of the lift.
You know, it's always hard to tell against CLG because they play just so much more coordinated and so much more as a team than anybody else that we've seen here in the Pro League. Like, it's hard to anticipate just a ton of nades flying in. right after World 2, shooting you from top gold as well with a light rifle. Frosty hits that body shot as well, but you know, we're 9.5 minutes left in this game, and we still got an Allegiance in the lead.
Yeah, and Overshield did drop, I believe a player on Allegiance was able to acquire that. That may be burned already. Maybe it was Contra, but anyways, we have Allegiance up 17-14. Contra back in this same spot, so Allegiance really favoring the snipe ramp right here and doing a great job at controlling it. They have 2 players here all the time. I really like how they're just constantly keeping 2 players. Frosty with a great grenade, not sure where that one came from. Actually, he was able to make a push from Cafe, so Frosty looking to pick up a triple over there with a nice little flank from him. But Allegiance still holding on. And actually, Rynoob just committed suicide. Not sure how that happened. They were up 20-17, and there you saw in the kill feed, Rynoob committed suicide somehow.
Yeah, you were talking about that overshield before. That was, in fact, for Devonator, that burn it. You essentially just grabbed it, no shields, got taken out by a nade. Rynoob did, in fact, commit suicide as well, so that was quite an interesting play. Not something you're wanting to see out of your teammates, but it's kind of almost a more difficult thing to even do here on Plaza, as there's no essential areas where you can jump off the map. But he essentially killed himself with a splitter nade. I
like how Contra hasn't honestly been too aggressive. We've literally seen him here throughout the entire game, and he has now dropped that sniper. It was out of ammo. Overshield is going to be coming up here in about 15-20 seconds or so. So we're going to hopefully see both these teams making a battle for that. This is going to be it's not the last overshield, but it's definitely a crucial overshield, because when you can get this overshield and start to pull away, I mean, it makes it really hard and puts a lot of pressure on that other team to bring this back. But look at this, CLG starting to swarm, trying to make their way in, but they're not able to. Allegiance answers back, takes down 2 players. Snakebite trying to stay alive. He cannot. Contra gets the double kill, and now all players from CLG are spawning over by the loop and over in the plaza right now. So Allegiance, this is perfect for them. They have CLG right where they want them.
And strong side, Contra is plus 10 right now, sitting at 13 and 4 now as he just gets taken out, but doing just absolute work here for the Allegiance squad. And that's even more impressive considering they're only up by 3.
Snakebite making a good flank through bottom middle to get around. His teammates were able to pick up these kills here over by the cinema stairs, but a great flank to try and get his team pushed up, get them out of that rotation of being stuck at Plaza or stuck at Loop, and now it's in the favor of CLG. We're all tied up 28-28. It's anyone's game right now.
And right now, Snakebite still controlling that top snipe location here, trying to put shots on Contra. Gets the call out from Royal 2 that he's in fact no shields there. Contra waiting, putting some shots down. I think he notices that players are in fact flanking Snipe. Snakebite, great map rotation here, staying alive, yet still being a presence over at Snipe side.
Yeah, he's getting shots across the map. He's getting people weak. Although he's not picking up any kills, he's putting pressure on the Allegiance squad and making it hard for them to push up. Now he does make a push out. He will have a teammate right there to finish the kill. Frosty is able to pick up that kill. Sniper is going to drop in 15 seconds. This will be a big sniper rifle as well. Let's move over to Frosty as he's battling for control here over by the sniper. You've got Rynoob spawning in the cafe. Frosty getting a couple shots on Rynoob right there. Although he doesn't get the kill, it's always great to get a few peek shots. It's all about doing a lot of damage. Rynoob looked like he had some great plasma grenades set up to pick up a combat evolved medal to get the sniper to fly all the way over to him. But now Frosty, he's going to snipe his teammate, but he'll still get the kill. So staying alive with this sniper in a very crucial moment.
But this is like the Contra versus Frosty show right now. We've got Frosty sitting at 15-6 and Contra at 16-7. So great overall play from both of these guys. Hines now with the sniper down by 3. His teammates really need to set up and try to help him hold on to this weapon, as you've got Snakebite charging him from posters. You've got Frosty here and Yard pushing and collapsing as well. They really need to win this Yard battle.
And I love how Hines switched over towards the battle rifle, because he's able to get players weak and help his team to get a few kills there, although it looks like this is going in favor of CLG making that push. Actually, Snakebite will fall. We're over to Lethal now, but Hines just whipping out the battle rifle and putting some shots, definitely a great thing to do in that type of situation. Now, though, Lethal with the sniper rifle. CLG up 43-38 right now. Up 1-0 in the series, going up 2-0 in the series. is going to definitely look really good for CLG to take this one home.
And that kind of lead here with this much ammo left in the sniper. We still got plenty of time before anybody's got to worry about the new sniper or the overshield as well. So this is going to be some time where PJ or Snakebite is just crouching down in loop, trying to cut off some of the angles where Lethal can rotate around, try to catch some new lines of sight, and slowly grow this lead before they have to push out and then once again contest for the power up.
Well, CLG, I mean, they don't need to push right now. They're just waiting for Allegiance. They have no need to push. They can wait for Allegiance come to them, and that's exactly what they're doing. He's going to pick off Contra right there. Just insane snipe there from Lethal. Just, I love how they're making Allegiance play to their play style. They now get a kill. Now you see how CLG gets that kill on Contra and starts to make their push now. They push up to now force Allegiance to kind of spawn all over the map and not allow them to keep controlling. You see CLG, they know they're spawning over in the cafe. You've got Contra getting a little overzealous, trying to chase down Snakebite. Snakebite doing a great job just running away. Lethal right there to give him cover. So CLG just literally doing a great job at covering each other and helping each other out.
And they already got 6 unanswered kills here. Make that 7 unanswered kills. And they just go from a 43 to 38 lead to end the game 50 to 38. And taking a look at these stats here, Frosty 16 and 7. You know what we do need to look at is on the Allegiance side. Looks like Ryan really struggling this game, both 15 deaths and only 4 kills. And from what I saw, it was Contra, you know, essentially getting sniped more than anybody that game. I saw Ryan lose a couple 1v1s to Royal 2 that he probably should have had, and essentially just having a real rough game too.
Yeah, and it was just really interesting to watch how CLG just kind of played out the end of that game. Just really taking it slow and just waiting for Allegiance to make a mistake. And you saw Contra get sniped. And then right when that happened, CLG knows that's their opening. They all start to collapse and they all start to push. You saw Snakebite push over towards the cinema stairs and push over to Sniper and just stay alive over there. And even though he was taken down to 1 shot, he runs back over. Lethal's right there to protect him. And, you know, that's what CLG is so good at. They're so good at staying alive and being aggressive. And this is that play there. You saw Lethal just rip off Contra's face.
And look at the score, 43-38. They literally just did 7 unanswered kills to end that game.
The end of the score, yeah, 50 to 38. That's crazy. I mean, for them not to be able to get a single kill. Well, if Allegiance loses here, their hopes of getting top 4 will be over. Allegiance needs to win these next 3 game types to even have any chance of making it into that top 4.
They need a reverse 3-0 sweep here. That light at the end of the tunnel is starting to get dimmer and dimmer as you're looking at Plaza Strongholds now. There is some hope left.
You need to throw the bomb. That's the only play you can go for right now. You got to go with the bomb. You got to play perfect Halo right now. Absolute perfect Halo. If you're not playing perfect Halo, it's lights out.
Now, this is Plaza Strongholds. Allegiance 4-2 on this game type. Counterlogic Gaming 2-0, so they've yet to lose it. Now, it was Allegiance, like we mentioned earlier, that had that insane comeback against Evil Geniuses at that 60-point deficit. So they can still do this. They are still a team that can play from behind. Hines, so much experience in that game, in that guy himself, to hopefully step up and lead this team. And he was the driving factor in that comeback against EG.
All right, well, the players are ready to kick off game number 3, Strongholds on Plaza. 100 points to win, and instead of an overshield top middle now, you're going to see a camo top middle, and we've seen a lot of phenomenal plays with that. Who do you want to kick things off with?
I'm feeling Contra this game. He had a really good showing last map, just fell a little bit short. Let's take a look at Allegiance's point of view here and see what Contra has in store.
Well, earlier we saw CLG easily get that overshield and burn it off the start of the match. Obviously, camo not as important as overshield, but still important nonetheless. And actually, I don't believe any players even went for it right now. It just CLG is able to capture bottom middle within seconds of the start of the match. So getting that bottom middle hill, obviously very crucial. Contra is able to get control here of the nest, and back in the position we saw him when we were just watching Slayer on Plaza.
Yeah, I mean, I like that beginning strat, like focusing and getting bottom center, but when you have Contra who's capping Nest, just step out for a second to grab a double kill, kind of defeats that beginning push. Now, finally, someone from CLG able to go over and grab the yard stronghold here, and now just members of Allegiance dying, it actually is going to turn out really well in their favor. They are racking up points now, and already with a triple cap.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great push from CLG. Instantly, they got control of bottom middle, which is the most important stronghold to hold throughout the match. And not only did they get that, they got yard, and they held off the push of Allegiance, who were trying to get bottom middle. When they were able to pick up 2 kills, they started to collapse over towards the nest, and then they got the nest, got the trip cap, and now Allegiance is spawning over on the other side of the map.
They basically just settled for a trade here. You guys can have yard back. We'll go ahead and take nest and get the setup that we were looking for from the beginning. However, Frosty getting trapped in hotel here. He's going to be taken out. That's going to put nest in the favor of Allegiance, and they're going to put their first points on the board as well.
You know, CLG just every single time, they're always the team to get that first kill. There you see Predevinator go down, and now Lethal's making a push, trying to get this second kill. Snakebite's right there. That's 2 down. Make that 3 down for Allegiance right now. And, I mean, just CLG always getting that first kill. I can't say it enough, because when it comes down to it, when you're in that 4v4 standoff, you do not want to be that first guy to die. Like, Lethal is dead, dies right now. Now this opens up the push for Allegiance.
There's a huge risk of even getting shot and taking damage when you're in that situation. Like, teams will always be looking for opportunities to push out. One of those opportunities is when 1 or 2 players from the opposing team are weak. And so that's definitely something they're going to hold off and wait, whether or not they're throwing nades or actually using a sniper rifle power-up. But we do have the new camo spawning as well. Royal 2 gets taken out. That's going to be 2 members down for CLG. They're going to have to wait before they can push out again.
Yeah, there's only 3 players over here by the plaza. They may need to watch out for a player that could spawn behind them. Actually, no, I think he did spawn over by the tram. Yes, he did. But all 4 players from CLG pushing. 2 down for CLG. That's big. But now 2 down for Allegiance. You've got Contra fighting a battle right here. He'll get taken down by Snakebite. They'll trade. Predevinator will clean him up, though. Now you see the guys here on CLG making a push for the nest.
And that was amazing play by Snakebite. He was no shields. Last guy alive on CLG, picks up that shotgun trades, or picks up an actual kill there before ends up getting taken out. But with CLG dropping like flies here, that's 2 down for each team, but points are going in favor of Allegiance.
What a play there by Frosty, by the way. I mean, just a perfect grenade, stays alive. Unfortunately, when he lifted up, he was taken down, but picking up that kill there, that bottom lift, I mean, that's like, when your teammates are getting kills that technically they're not supposed to get, it makes it so much easier. But Allegiance now has taken the lead. They're up 33-28. They're not letting up. They need to win this, like we said earlier. And Allegiance definitely capitalizing on those pushes, just as CLG has been doing. Now Contra trying to sneak around. He's crouching at bottom lift. This could be a big play if he could pick up a kill and lift up and get another kill. He's got the shotgun too. He's going to get a connection, but not the kill, and he'll fall with the shotgun there. Now you see Royal 2 with the shotgun.
And 2 members down once again for Allegiance. That was such an almost game-changing opportunity for Contra if he was able to grab 1 or both of those kills there, but unfortunately does not pick up anymore, gets taken out, puts shotgun back in the hands of Royal 2, and we've seen just how dangerous this kid can be with this weapon.
Royal 2 on the flank. I like this flank too, because he's just, honestly, no player even would imagine this player flanking here. You'd think you'd fight him head on. But Royal 2 left his teammates to fight. Although they died, he got a great flank, and now he's turning it around for his team.
Yeah, he did not see the player hiding around that silo, but Snakebite sure did. Picks up a perfect on him. That new camo was up. TJ's grabbing, or Lethal there is grabbing a kill and has that new camo. This is quickly going to be a tie game. No one in Allegiance in position to contest bottom mid or nest at this point. They need to wait for everyone to spawn up and get one of those opportunities like we've discussed so many times to actually push here.
And look at Snakebite just blocking those spawns over by that tunnel over there, the loop. So all the players on Allegiance are forced to spawn in that plaza. And that makes it so hard. It honestly adds like another 5 to 10 seconds for Allegiance to be able to make their push out. So Snakebite really buying his team time, because by the time Allegiance pushes up, Snakebite's already alive. He's got all 4 players on his team up, and they're going to be able to make a good push. But look at this. That's going to be 3 down for CLG. Allegiance doing a great job at taking advantage with that push, and now they've controlled the nest. So they're holding nest and yard. You've got a player from CLG moving over towards that plaza up here, making that capture, and now Lethal pushing down to bottom middle.
And that was a quick triple cap. It would have been, they would have got a lot more time, but Snakebite won a clutch 1v1 to prevent that triple cap from happening right off the start. Gave his team an opportunity to all respawn, and somebody was able to grab yards. So Allegiance could have racked up a lot more time there if that player won that first 1v1 against Snakebite.
Lethal making a push. He's going to not get hit by that. And wow, look at this. CLG just completely collapsing. That's going to be 2 down, 3 down for Allegiance right now. They know they're spawning up here over by Loop. Contra can't die here. He was only the only player alive. And in that situation, you do not want to die. So him staying alive right there was definitely crucial to helping Allegiance make this push out from the yard and from the loop. So now we're going to see if Allegiance can capitalize here. Although Contra is the first to die on his team, CLG gets that first kill, making it that much harder for Allegiance to make a push out.
And Allegiance does stop the bleeding here by securing yard, but all this pressure from Lethal and the rest of CLG trapping them in yard, just buying more time. 2 members dropping now, Lethal picking up 2. That's going to be 3 dead once again for Allegiance. Now, no one from CLG is actually going there, pushing into yard to get that, but look at this. Split spawns into hotel, and I don't think CLG knows they're there.
Actually, there you see it. 3 players now going for that nest. They were able to take down Snakebite and capture the nest. Allegiance fighting to stay alive here, but look at that. As we say that, 3 down, about to be 4 here if Rynoob is taken down. That's 4 down for Allegiance. Now spawning all the way over by the yard or the loop right now. Actually, they got the spawning cafe because no player from CLG went over there to block that. You see CLG now get control of the nest, but still CLG controlling bottom middle. CLG just kind of working back and forth and not allowing Allegiance to really hold that 2 stronghold setup for very long.
And Allegiance, they had the God spawn essentially, exactly what they wanted and needed, getting out of yard, with all 3 members spawning, but they were just stuck there for too long, and CLG was able to collapse on them and go 3 for 0, just putting Allegiance in such a bad spot coming off the next spawn cycle.
Contra trying to stay alive. He'll get taken down by Royal 2. Let's move over to Royal 2. We've got players on Allegiance spawning over in the cafe. They are controlling that bottom middle stronghold right now. If they can hold this and pick up a few kills where they just did, Snakebite and Royal 2 fall. Let's jump over to Rynoob now as they now make a trade with Yard and Nest. Allegiance has control now. They need to get the first kill here. They do. They take down Lethal. They're now fighting a 4v3. They have control. They just need to keep this for a little bit longer and hold back the charge. They need all the players watching these cinema stairs. That's another kill. This is looking good for Allegiance, bringing this back. They get this second kill. That's 2 down for CLG. Allegiance being very aggressive and working together. Contra does fall, so now CLG has an opportunity to make a push-up, potentially while they're down a player.
We're coming down to the wire here on this one. 81 to 86. This is about to be a tied-up game. Nobody started capturing any hills yet, and Rynoob's trying to be as sneaky as possible. Grabs one of those kills. That's 2 dead for Allegiance, 2 dead for CLG now, and 3 down for CLG, while Allegiance still continues to accumulate time. So this is being quickly going back in the favor of Allegiance, kind of like what we saw them against Evil Geniuses do.
Yeah, they are holding on for dear life right now. They have to win this game. If you're just tuning in, CLG is up 2-0 in a best-of-5 series. Allegiance needs to win this game and the next 2 if they want to win the series and still have a fighting chance to make it to the North American Finals. You see CLG just swarming over at Nest right now. They do get control. Let's jump over to Lethal. He's going for bottom middle. They're going for the trip cap right now. You see Predevinator putting on some pressure there, but great shots from Lethal. CLG, 3 players at bottom middle. They have now got 2 strongholds, 92 to 93. Allegiance has to make one good push right here. It all comes down to this. Allegiance has 2 players down. This is not looking good. Hopefully they can get a split spawn potentially at the bottom lift, maybe. If they don't, this is all she wrote, 97 to 93. This looks like it is completely over. Counterlogic Gaming gets the 3 cap, takes game number 3, and Allegiance is out of the running, and they will not be at the North American Finals. Look at the stats here. Royal 2, 23 kills, Elamite. CLG just coming in hot at the end of that match and really just closing this match the way they needed to.
And 10 captures out of Lethal, just constantly rotating and focusing on those different strongholds. This was Allegiance really bringing that one back. Such an intense game. And with Allegiance's roster change midway through the season, they really put on a run, and they just barely fell short. You know, we saw them with subs where we're looking at Rami, and they had all that success against Renegades. You know, and they put a stomping on Renegades there when they had Rami on the team as well. So, I mean, great overall season, or especially second half of the season here for Allegiance. It's almost sad to see them, that door being closed and not being able to make it to finals. They're essentially just secured themselves in that 5th, 6th. You know, taking a look at some of these replays, like I really thought they were going to be able to bring that one back.
Yeah.
Ryan, who traded with a kill and traded with someone on CLG in a 3v1 situation at Nest, but nobody able to capitalize or help out in that situation, and just too little, too late there for Allegiance here this game.
Yeah, and I mean, it's crazy to think when you're talking about it's sad to see them fall like this. It's crazy to think today and tomorrow could potentially be the last time we see a lot of these rosters compete together. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of team changes. So this is going to be the last time that we may see Allegiance compete together with this roster today and tomorrow. They've got one match left tomorrow, but they could be no more after this season. And going into Season 2, we'll have a completely different roster. But CLG, I don't think we're going to see a different roster from these guys anytime soon. I mean, these guys definitely going in clutch right there to win Game 3 there. You see it on your screen. In a 3-0 fashion here at a best-of-5 series. Fathom, they 3-0'd 50-39 on, Plaza Slayer, and then Plaza Strongholds, what looked to be in favor of Allegiance. CLG just came in and closed out the match in a great comeback. Yeah,
I mean, after they started making that run in Game 3, I really thought they were going to start bringing that one on, bringing that one home essentially, but Counterlogic Gaming just too good, too strong, too coordinated. When you saw on that death cam 3 members of CLG capping that last nest, and you saw Ryan Noob trying to contest it, you just knew like the caliber of team you're up against. Like, wow, like already these 3 guys know exactly what they need to do, immediately rushing and triple capping that hill. Ryan Noob tried to sit in there and delay the capture, of course, by contesting the stronghold as long as possible. But like we said, for Allegiance, essentially all season long, a lot of too little, too lates for them,
exactly.
Including when they made this new roster.
Well, it sounds like we have a member from CLG. Lethal is going to be joining us via Skype interview. Lethal, actually, wow, we don't have a candle lit. What happened to the candle strat here?
Honestly, I need to go get some. All the ones I have are really burnt down, so it's too much pain, you know, get your hand in there and light it. It's just not worth it.
You got to get one of those long lighters, the campfire lighters, and you can avoid that.
I'm not known for my proactive thinking ability.
You got to protect those hands, though. But
so candle, no candle, you're playing phenomenal either way. And, I mean, that comeback right there on Plaza Strongholds, too. You guys definitely capitalized, and right when you got that first kill on Allegiance, you just swarmed in and kind of took over, got that bottom middle hill control and that nest control. And that's something you guys always do really well. When you're in that 4v4 standoff, it always seems like you guys get that first kill first. Like, what do you guys, I guess, kind of strategize into always making sure that happens? It just seems like you guys do that so well.
I mean, we don't really have an in-depth strategy. Frosty usually yells, everyone just put your controller down, wait, because we get a little crazy sometimes, because the 2 pushes we actually tried before that last one, I completely screwed up because I went top yellow and I challenged for too long and died. So I made that a little closer than it should have been, but I don't know. I think a lot of it is the fault of the other teams dying really easily.
Yeah, that is a pretty good point. Now, of course, this is the new Allegiance roster. You guys haven't played them yet with Hines and Ryan on the team. Is this kind of the result you were expecting here, or were you expecting them to put up more of a fight?
I mean, I knew they definitely were probably going to be going extra hard because this was kind of do or die if they wanted any chance. But I don't know. The Fathom game was pretty dominant. I actually got weapons and kills that game. Pretty rare for me, but that was just pretty weird. But yeah, they played pretty good. I feel like the games from playing them felt a lot closer than the scores, aside from the third game.
Yeah, I was actually pretty impressed with, especially that Fathom CTF game where I think you had 23 kills. Then you had a really good run with Camo and Railgun as well, something we don't see out of you in particular, more out of like the Royal 2 Frosty. How does that feel, and what does the rest of your team say and do when you're the one that's really, you know, with the fire going and just, you know, tearing it up?
They don't really say anything, but after games like that, I make sure to let them know who Daddy is.
You make sure that they know, oh, hey, I had 23 kills. Who had 23 kills?
Sometimes they get a little, you know, too cocky, and I got to push them back to their comfort zone.
Yeah, we definitely saw that with that Frosty clip earlier in the season when he was just going off with a sniper on APG.
Don't hype him up. Don't hype him up. He's getting crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the plays are just insane. Well, Lethal, congratulations on another win for you guys, and almost, I believe, pretty much securing that #1 seed. Definitely looking very strong to go into the NA finals. I guess, is there any certain preparation you guys are going to have going into these next few weeks with the amount of teams kind of practicing going into NA finals? There's only 4 teams. Obviously, we have the relegation teams, but do you think it's going to be hard kind of getting that practice in?
Yeah, actually, I think it is. Because right now, even this upcoming week, we only got 2 scrims in, which is less than what we normally get. We played Liquid and we played E6 once. But now with teams being in relegation and the 5th, 6th teams not even attending, I think it's going to be a little more scarce on scrims, but that leaves more time to, you know, become a Pokemon master. So
there you go. There you
go. Do you see any kind of teams avoiding you guys here going in to the finals? Do you see anything like that happening?
Nah, I don't think so. Mainly just because there's only 4 teams attending. I mean, can't really avoid anyone. It's just don't really have very many people to pick from.
All right, well, Lethal, congrats on your win. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
All right, later.
Well, there you have it. CLG claiming that #1 spot now. Obviously, everyone kind of saw that coming.
And of course, if you like the games that you've seen so far, or you want to rematch any of the other exciting weeks that we've had here in the HCS Pro League, make sure you check out youtube.com/ESL Halo. You'll be able to watch all of the replays and all of the VODs there as well.
All right, well, we have our match of the week coming up next here in just a bit. That's going to be Renegades versus Enigma 6. Renegades trying to bump Envious down and claim that 3rd seed. Enigma 6 just trying to get another win. Obviously, they're in the top 4, but they don't want to drop down to that 4th seed. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching.